This is nScreenNoise. My name is Colin Dixon, founder and chief analyst at nScreen Media, and today is March 7th, 2014. Well, we know that the future of media is online, but what we don't know is how far along we are with the transition and how quickly we are going to continue to transition with all our different media types. Well, that coincidentally is the subject of a new report from nScreen Media called nScreen nSights, Store My Stuff. And in that we look at movies, music, photos and home videos and take a good look at what consumers are doing with those, how much they have of it and where they're storing it. So today I want to talk to you about music. Music is an interesting case because it's kind of between photos and movies. Digital photos were introduced 20 years ago, and digital movies really didn't come to the fore until about 5 years ago, whereas with music, we are looking at about 13 years since the introduction of iTunes and the iPod. So we are well into the transition, and indeed, when we talked to 1,000 US broadband users, we found exactly that. We are well into the transition. 76% said that they had downloaded songs, and fully 57% said that they had ripped songs from a CD. Now, the average downloader has something like 440 songs in their library, and the average ripper about 316. So we are really well on the way to transitioning to an all digital music future. Now, people are continuing to grow their libraries pretty aggressively. About 59% of the downloaders think they will need more storage next year, and that gives us an expected increase in those libraries of 29%. So those libraries are going to grow better than a quarter again in size. That's pretty big growth for an industry that's quite mature now. The big question is, where are they storing it? Well, the obvious answer to that is on the PC. Of course, the tight coupling between the PC, MP3 players, iPods, etc. Make it a logical choice to store that music, and indeed 48% of consumers say they are. But 22% say they are storing it on an external hard drive, not just a PC hard drive, but they're putting it out there on an external hard drive. Number 3, at 22%, just below the external hard drive, is that Swiss Army knife of devices, the smartphone. We are, of course, using that much more like an MP3 player, as well as a camera and a video camera these days. So that makes perfect sense. Interestingly, fourth, with 16%, is cloud services. Now, cloud services is a very, very new industry, so it might at first be surprising that it is already that entrenched in the storage of music. But what you need to remember is iTunes and Amazon, when you buy from either of those places, those services now put a copy of that song automatically in the cloud. So I think that's where a lot of the growth is happening. Millennials, the 16 to 34-year-olds, boy, do they love their music, and 27% of them think that they're going to need a lot more storage in the next year. That totally makes sense when we realize how important music is to that age group. So we are seeing really strong growth in that demographic. So if you want a copy of this report to learn much more about what's going on with movies, with music, with photos, and with home music, home videos, just click right here on this icon and it will take you a link where you can sign up for free and get that report. Now, you will find out why home video and movie purchasers are much more vulnerable to the loss of their media than any of their peers using other digital media types. Among other things, there's lots more to learn there, of course. And we'll see you again next time.